I've been a fan of the Elixir since it came out, and it does exactly what I need to do. Long off the tee, holds a lot of greens. I can easily spin it with the wedges. Performs very well, okay? When the new ball came out, the Vero X1, I was skeptical because they say it's longer off the tee, but usually that means it's a harder cover. Well, it's not a harder cover. It's just as spinny as the Elixir, but it just pounces off the face. It is amazing. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for an extra couple yards off the tee and still want that same spin number that you get in your wedges and your irons and everything else. It is an awesome ball. Team Encore. See that? Got me for life.
For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
Houdini? Wow. Baby's got back. Houdini. Houdini. That's pretty cool. I'm an escape artist myself.
So what is it?
The easiest club you'll ever play.
Is that Bernhard? Oh, great. Langer.
You know why I play Tour Edge? Because I win with it.
Pound for pound, nothing comes close.
Welcome back to Big's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all your Amazon devices, including on YouTube TV and on Facebook Watch. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and subscribe with us on YouTube. And also subscribe with us at our website, www.bigsgolftalk.net or .com. So bigsgolftalk.net or .com. And we get our monthly newsletters and information and giveaways and all that good little stuff.
Do it.
Are you a C or are you an E? This segment is sponsored by Tour Edge Golf, golf's most solid investment. Pound for pound.
Nothing comes close.
Nothing comes close. It's
Yes, he did
right.
hurt my feelings. They both hurt my feelings.
Are you a C?
I'm really hurt right now. Yes,
Bill's on the telephone. I don't know what's going on with that,
He's
but
probably calling into our team.
There you go. So while he's just talking away on his cell phone, we'll just mute him until he gets off his phone. And
so rude.
But yeah, Amanda, want to talk about a little of Charley Hoffman? Oh, he's off the phone now. Okay, there you go. Hi, Bill.
I was talking to my therapist on how the both of you guys hurt my feelings.
Oh, your one feeling.
He said that I need to just, take it from who it comes from, and sticks and stones may break my bones, but your ugly words will never hurt me. And you guys are just wasting your time.
I think, Amanda, I really think Billy needs a hug.
Yeah, he needs a hug.
That or he needs his ass whipped.
Either one.
Yeah.
Either one. After this week, either one will do.
Either one will suffice and be affection. It's fine.
A beating right now might be a good sign of affection. I'm up for that. So yeah.
Topic of discussion.
Charley, Mr. Hoffman, the Mr.
Wow, Charley. What? And Bill and I,
says
we spent about 2.5 hours with Charley in Puerto Rico. We got to golf with him and all that stuff. Really, really nice guy. His caddy's really cool.
Super.
But man, oh man, Charley, holy cow.
He's digging a hole.
I'll tell you what, typically, but Charley Hoffman was roundly battered on social media for his heated reaction to the bad break, largely because, as many fans and observers saw it, he was using the incident to help justify his support for the Saudi-funded rival tour that has been courting the PGA Tour members. Chief among them, Phil Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau, Hoffman later said in his message, was misinterpreted.
Yep.
He said he alluded to the Saudi League only so the media would catch it, so I would prove my point on this rules side. There are multitudes to la affair Hoffman, and but it's how it's all played out.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, if I could go back in time, I probably would have phrased it a little differently at the end.
yeah.
Wouldn't we all love to just be able to go back? We've all had those instances where you're like, shoot, probably shouldn't have said that or done that.
Well,
Well,
even Steph said it.
here's what happened. Charley Hoffman threw a charge into the already electric WM Phoenix Open. It's no longer Waste Management Phoenix Open. It's WM Phoenix Open. When an Instagram post on Friday night, he unloaded on the PGA Tour and the USGA for falling prey to what he perceived to be an unfair rule. After hitting his ball in the water on the 13th hole at TPC Scottsdale, Hoffman took a drop on a steep bank leading down to the hazard. When his ball wouldn't hold on the drop with his first two drop attempts, well, Hoffman placed the ball, as is standard procedure under the rules. Here, the ball held its place and was ruled in play, but moments later, it trundled back into the water again, leading to another penalty stroke. Hoffman found a more stable spot for his next drop and played on, ultimately making a double bogey 7. I was under the impression, quote from Charley Hoffman, I was under the impression that the USGA had changed the rule. He later wrote, I was wrong. Had to take another penalty for doing nothing wrong at all. Did everything by the book. It's still mind-blowing that a group of amateurs rule the professional game of golf. I also blame the PGA Tour rules official for putting out a terrible penalty area line where this could have happened. No accountability at any level. No protection for the players at all. You wonder why you are wanting to jump ship and go play on another tour. Let's start with the rule. Does it, as Hoffman contends, need amending?
Can I play devil's advocate?
First off, I will say I am with you. I am with you, Hoffman. The PGA Tour needs a separate rule. And why in the hell are they drawing a line on a steep embankment? I have no idea. I'm with you, Charley Hoffman. Didn't need to really go there with the other tour, but I'm with you on the rule.
All right. Well, I'm going to say that
nobody cares.
First off, there's a handbook for a reason.
Yep.
And just because I was under the impression that, oh, they changed the rule. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Are there rule officials on those golf courses?
Yeah, you can have a rules official watch you the entire time you do a drop, if you are unsure. I have had the rules official where I said, I'm not familiar with this rule. I need you to guide me through it. And they will talk you through the drop.
So there are things in place to protect yourself when you think something was changed, but really wasn't. So if we're under the impression, and we're talking about a lot of money, because we all know that one stroke makes a big difference in play, right? Why wouldn't you take the time and say, can I get a rules official? I want to know if this is okay. I'm thinking this is this or this is that. Why not call for that? Why continue doing something that you're thinking might have changed or might not have changed? There's too much money at it.
I have the answer. I have the answer.
All right,
on behalf of Mr. Hoffman.
Okay.
All right. He just texted me. He said, no, he didn't text me, folks. Just kidding. But I'm going to say this on behalf of him.
Okay.
All right.
You just stated.
Even if the rule didn't change.
Okay.
All right. Let's just say the rule is out of the play here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There are many different lines and different colors of lines that are marked across the course. Am I right, Amanda? That will indicate certain penalty areas.
Yeah, red, yellow,
drop areas, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Certain areas you can't drop inside of.
Yep.
Okay. And typically, Amanda, if I'm right, if you drop it and it goes inside that area without going back into the hazard. So that's the issue. It went back into the hazard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but his issue is this. The line itself, the penalty line itself, is drawn on a steep hill.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't the tour take an account that a drop should not take place in this area?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but here's the problem with that. Do you know how many water hazard lines fall on the embankment where it rolls in? So it's the rule of you drop, it rolls back towards the water. So then you take it, you drop it again, and then you place it. So I guess I'm confused why Charley, what the issue was that he was trying to get a better lie. Like, did he, because you let it roll in, it doesn't matter that it went back in the hazard.
Yeah, once it starts rolling, most of them pick it up because the ball didn't stay.
You have to let it, like, its intent is to go into the water, and your caddy can stop it, and then grab it, and then because you cannot be.
So here's why he was actually penalized.
Because you have to take full.
So the first time he dropped it, it goes back into the water.
Okay.
The second time he drops it, he found a more stable spot for his drop. So he got penalized for dropping in a different area and not in that same spot.
Well, that's
different.
But that's a no-brainer. You can't do that. Like, you have to drop it in the same area and let it roll again. Then wherever it hit that second time is where you get to place it.
Because I'm reading the description to this.
That's the oldest rule in golf. Like, I don't understand why Charley of all people.
So here's what happened. The ball held its place and was ruled in play, but moments later, it trundled back into the water again, leading to another penalty stroke. Hoffman found a more stable spot for his next drop and played on.
Oh, so they deemed it, you're good to go, you're in play. And then it starts trickling and rolls back in. Yeah, I've seen it happen, to be fair. Like, I've seen that exact situation happen because once it's deemed in play, like the rules official.
So there was a rules official there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they ruled it in play. So he's basically saying that it's not his fault that the ball moved after it
rolled back into the water. Right.
There's nothing on his action. I thought the USGA had changed that rule to that if the ball goes back into the hazard without any action from the golfer, has not addressed the ball or anything, that he's not responsible for that.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like I said, I've seen it happen. It's not that I agree or think that's wholly fair, but I have seen it happen because it's like, it's deemed, it's like the same thing as your golf ball being, they changed the rule for your golf ball on the green. If it moved, for putting, you used to get a penalty. If it moved, like, it didn't matter why, the wind, whatever, you better have it marked.
Bird.
Right.
Well, it also used to be that if you address the ball, you can't do anything. Now you can address the ball and it moves, and you just have to reset it to where it was.
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, we all know that the rules are evolving. You know what I mean? But
I mean, Charley. Here's the thing: I can see his frustration for sure, but he also, he knows better. Like, it's just part of the game. Here's what I don't think he did a disservice to himself. I'm not saying, because I'm not a fan of being censored.
Nope.
But
you're not a fan of being censored?
But at the same time,
how does Craig feel about that?
When it's your brand, the PGA Tour is what allows you to make a living. I don't think that throwing a jab in there about Saudi, about, like, these other things is probably the most professional. I'm not saying
I'm not sure if he actually directed. He just said jumping ship to another tour.
He actually mentioned the tour. He actually
His
mentioned
quote-
it. His quote mentioned it by name. Well, according to the other one that I was just looking at, because I didn't even know that it was called that.
So his quote was, "No protection for the players at all. You wonder why guys are wanting to jump ship and go play on another tour." He never directly said anything about the Saudi tour.
But even if he didn't, I just don't think that's like in good nature towards the people who are cutting your paycheck. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that he can't say, "Hey, I don't feel this ruling was fair. I did get gypped. I don't appreciate not having protection from my tour," and then just leave it at that. But to then be like, "No wonder,"
and I don't think it helps that his main sponsors, WM as well, that doing this at their tour at their tournament. But
yeah, that.
So what do you have over there? I know you said you want to take devil's advocate over there, and
well, they have it over here as he's saying jump ship from the PGA Tour to the proposed Super thing.
I seen his, and he never said that.
But he never said
that's why. I guess depends on where you read and what you read. And
I actually seen the actual.
You saw the actual
Instagram,
thing and he
said
deleted
jump
it.
tour.
Do you think it was wise of him to delete it?
No.
No,
because
that's his conviction. I don't think he needed to. I think somebody told him to.
Yeah, I do too. But here's the problem: whenever you delete or you backtrack, it's anything, and you are
it takes away your conviction
that you are guilty of something.
And it says that he was. It says his primary sponsor, and I'm gonna say what they call it. Waste Management is also the title sponsor of the tournament. And he apologized for diverting the attention from their tournament to himself. And he wishes that he wouldn't have done that. So while he said 1 minute he wants, he wanted.
You know what? I'm not sure if it's not like he said it in a press conference. He said it on his personal social media. I mean, at some point, stop canceling. We're in this damn cancel culture.
We are.
And if people can't speak their damn mind without somebody, that's his I mean, it's not like he's on a PGA Tour website saying this. Yeah, he's tagged it, but
personal opinion.
Yeah,
but is he without being penalized for what we say?
Well, that's the thing. Here, he should be allowed to say whatever he wants to say, and you don't
absolutely.
But you do. I just had this conversation. It's having the freedom of speech and having a right to an opinion is great. That's awesome. You should get it. But you have to also know that with whatever you say, you have to be ready to, it doesn't mean that you can't say it, but you have to be ready to either defend it or stand behind it and face consequences, potential consequences.
And there was a lot of, the fans hit him really, really fast and really, really hard. If you step back and he thought about it, which he didn't, one, he should have thought about his sponsor, which was WM Waste Management.
Let me tell you how the fans responded. The fans didn't respond about the post itself. The fans was influenced by the media on how they portrayed it and how they reported it.
Right. Yep.
So think about that for a minute. Mainstream media, they took his post, they ran with it. Oh man, we have a target. Let's target this, and they get the fans' response, and they influence the fans' response.
So in the thing that you read, wasn't that what Charley wanted? By his own admission, I knew what I said, and I wanted to say it basically because I wanted the media attention. But okay, so is it the media's fault that he gave it to him, or is it his fault because he's saying he gave it? I knew
he didn't say he wanted the media attention of it.
He did. Well, maybe he didn't, because mine says that he did. He in the interview that he did,
strictly a post. He never said anything in an interview.
Okay, no, and he did. He was on
on the radio. That was after he posted that, because now he's getting slammed by the media about it. So now he feels like, okay, now I have to go in front of the media because I'm being slammed by the media. I have to go in front of the media and explain this.
And he did. He said that I felt that he goes, I felt that way at that time. If I didn't phrase it that way, that the media would not pick it up.
Exactly.
And so no change could ever happen. So what I'm saying is he's admitting that he worded it that way intentionally to get media attention. He's saying I did it that way intentionally to get the media to pick it up.
I believe his response in the media.
Quotation marks. That would.
I believe his response in the media was having to be, because now he's being slammed by the media about it. So he's like, I got to get ahead of this thing. I'm already behind it. Got to get ahead of it and explain myself. You know,
I mean, I think it's just one of those things that if it's not that you can't say what you want to say. I'm all about people having their opinions, having their thoughts. And I'm not even saying he shouldn't be upset with the PGA Tour. But then you have to be ready. Don't delete your post. Stand by it then.
Stand by it. Stand by what you put.
So if you are convicted that that was the right thing to do at that moment, and that's how you felt, then you better stand right by it and don't delete it, because now you're guilty. The minute you delete
by him deleting it and now having to go and went on the media and all that stuff, now it makes him look bad.
It does.
That he it's not a conviction. Sure. It was a rant.
Yeah. So he sort of kind of validates what people are saying.
Charlie, I'm with you. I'm a friend of you. You know, I love you.
We're all friends of Charlie Hoffman. But
here's the thing: by you deleting that and then having to do what you're doing right now, it makes him look like a crybaby.
It's rough. Yeah.
It's unfortunate because I don't believe he's that way. I believe he's a convicted. You know, he's a strong conviction. Nothing wrong with that strong conviction. Unfortunately, somebody got to him and told him, hey, man, you need to take that down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I would have been fine. I'm always fine with facts. So if he says, this rule is not okay, this is what happened to me, and I expect the PGA Tour to back me because I look to them for
protection,
for protection and the guidance. And I'm very disappointed that didn't happen. End of story.
Yeah.
But there's no need to just dig in there a little bit, especially like you said, when WM is his sponsor and they are paying you to be there.
Yep.
Whether you make the cut or not.
Your main sponsor.
Yeah, but whether you make the cut or not, they're still paying you. So
and that's what's rough. We hope they fix the rule if the rule needs fixing. We encourage everyone that golfs to read the rule book.
Read the rules.
Read the rules.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right.
That's what you get paid for. Read the rules.
Speaking of taking a putt, we're gonna be like Mr. Scheffler and make this 40-foot putt and win the tournament here on the front 9, and then head into the back 9 and tee off on number 10 right here on Big's Golf Talk. We'll be right back right after this.